Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a powerful question. What if I told you that being a friend is the most powerful opportunity of your life? That's right, an opportunity, not a burden. The world tells us that we are nothing without our connections, our circles, our social status. But I'm here to tell you that's a lie. The truth is this: the most powerful woman is the one who knows her own worth, even when no one else does. Imagine the possibilities when you stop relying on the approval of others. Imagine waking up every single day knowing that your happiness doesn't depend on a friend's text message, a social event, or a group gathering. You are enough. Right now, as you are no more, no less. When you're alone, you can reconnect with who you really are. You can dive deep into self-reflection and discover parts of yourself that you might have neglected in the pursuit of others' attention. This is the moment you stop seeking validation from the outside world and instead look inward. Yes, it's easy to get lost in the belief that the number of friends you have equals your value. Society has a funny way of making you feel like something is wrong with you when you don't fit the friendship mold. But let me tell you, breaking free from social expectations is the greatest form of liberation. You're no longer bound by what others think, by who's supposed to be in your life. This is your time to walk your own path unapologetically. If people don't resonate with your true self, then let them go. And if they do, they'll join you on this powerful, authentic journey. You see, emotional independence is one of the most crucial things you can master. The most beautiful part of being a woman with no friends is realizing that you don't need anyone to complete you. You're already whole. The love you've been searching for is within you. And when it comes to relationships, quality always beats quantity. True connections aren't about the size of your circle, they're about the depth of those who truly see you. It's not about fitting in with everyone, it's about aligning with those who reflect the powerful, unique person you are. The ones who love you, respect you, and challenge you to be your best self. These relationships are rare, but they are priceless. So what do you do when you find yourself alone? You grow. You step into your power and embrace your own greatness. You become the best version of yourself, the woman who doesn't need anyone's permission to shine. And guess what happens when you do that? The right people, the people who will value you for who you truly are, will come into your life. Not because you chased them, but because you radiated your authentic self. This is your moment. Own it. Don't fear solitude. Don't fear being misunderstood. Step into your power and let your light shine brighter than ever before. You're a force of nature, and no one can take that away from you. You are a woman with no friends, and that, my friends, is the most empowering thing you can ever be. Embracing solitude is one of the most transformative things you can do in your life. It is in those quiet moments, away from the noise and distraction of the world, that you have the space to truly reconnect with who you are. Too often, us find ourselves caught up in the rush of daily life, constantly seeking the approval of others, looking for validation from friends, family, social media, and the world at large. We get lost in trying to meet expectations, whether they are set by society or the people around us. And in the process, we forget one powerful strength within us. When you embrace solitude, you remove all of those external pressures and open the door to self-reflection. You no longer have to wear masks or perform to meet someone else's idea of who you should be. You have the freedom to rediscover your essence, your values, and your passions. In this space, you can dig deep into the parts of you that may have been neglected or hidden. You get to ask yourself the tough questions: what makes me feel alive? What do I truly want in my life? What brings me joy? And more importantly, who am I without the need for approval from others? True strength doesn't come from external sources, but from the internal knowledge that you are enough just as you are. It comes from having the courage to trust yourself, to make decisions based on what feels right for you, not based on what others think you should do. In solitude, you discover the depth of your inner world, and you begin to realize that you don't need anyone to validate your worth. You are worthy simply because you exist. When you stop seeking external validation, you give yourself the freedom to live authentically. No more pretending to fit into someone else's idea of success. No more striving to gain approval that never truly satisfies. In solitude, you will find your voice, your power, and your purpose. It's not always an easy journey. And there will be moments of discomfort, but every step toward self-discovery is a step toward personal freedom. Through self-discovery, you will learn that your worth isn't based on what others think of you, but on how you perceive yourself. You'll recognize the power that comes with being unapologetically you. You'll stop looking outside for the validation you once thought you needed, And instead, you'll find the deepest, most profound affirmation within yourself. Society has a way of shaping our thoughts, behaviors, and desires from the moment we're born, particularly when it comes to women. There's an invisible pressure to conform, to look a certain way, act a certain way, and live up to an idealized version of what a woman should be. We're told what success looks like, what beauty is supposed to be, how we should think, feel, and interact. Whether it's through media, family, or peers, these societal expectations are deeply ingrained. And many women grow up feeling as though their value is tied to meeting these standards. But the truth is, the moment you stop living for others' approval and start living for your own truth, you reclaim your freedom. When you break free from these rigid molds, you begin to understand that your life is not a blueprint to be followed, but an open canvas for you to paint. No longer do you need to live according to someone else's vision of what it means to be successful, desirable, or fulfilled. You get to define your own standards. There is a tremendous amount of courage that comes with letting go of these societal expectations. It's not easy, especially when the world constantly reinforces the idea that you must fit in to be accepted. The pressure to be perfect, to have the perfect job, the perfect relationship, the perfect body, the perfect life is suffocating. But freedom is born in the space between letting go of those illusions and embracing your own authentic journey. By breaking free from societal molds, you also free yourself from the anxiety that comes from constantly measuring up. You stop questioning your worth based on external factors like approval from others or achieving a predetermined idea of success. You learn that real freedom comes from knowing that your value is intrinsic. It's not about fitting into a box, but about embracing the fullness of who you are, with all of your imperfections, strengths, quirks, and desires. It's in the space of freedom that you begin to discover your true passions, dreams, and potential. No longer confined by the expectations of others, you have the opportunity to create a life that aligns with your deepest desires, your personal values, and your unique talents. And when you start walking your own path, something incredible happens. You become a magnet for other like-minded souls who are also breaking free from the mold. You form authentic connections based on shared values, not based on how well you fit in the standards set by others. As you let go of society's expectations, you'll also find a sense of inner peace, a profound understanding that you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to fit into anyone else's idea of who you should be because you already are who you are meant to be. The journey to embracing your unique path is a journey of liberation where you begin to see that the most powerful thing you can do is live your truth unapologetically and without fear. When you embrace this, you'll discover the unparalleled freedom of knowing that your life, your choices, and your worth are yours to define. Emotional independence is a profound and liberating realization. It's the understanding that your emotional well-being does not depend on anyone else's presence, approval, or validation. This is often misunderstood, especially when society promotes the idea that relationships with others are essential for our happiness and emotional fulfillment. But in reality, the most powerful thing you can do for yourself is to cultivate emotional strength from within. Being emotionally independent means learning to rely on yourself for support, for comfort, and for the love you need. When you find yourself in a place where you don't have the same close friendships or social circles, it can initially feel like you're alone in the world. But that's not the truth. Emotional independence is not about isolation, it's about discovering the depth of your own emotional resilience. It's about understanding that while relationships can be enriching, they do not define your emotional worth. You can find peace, joy, and love within yourself, regardless of whether or not you have a large circle around you. Cultivating emotional strength starts with embracing your own feelings, acknowledging them, understanding them, and learning how to navigate them without relying on someone else to fix or validate them. When you face a challenge, instead of turning to others for emotional support, you learn to process and manage your emotions on your own. You develop the skills to comfort yourself, to find peace in difficult times, and to trust that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. Self-love is at the core of emotional independence. It's about learning to appreciate and value yourself even when others may not. It's about taking time to nurture your own emotional needs and recognizing that you are worthy of love, care, and respect from yourself first. When you love yourself fully, you no longer rely on external relationships to fill the void. You become your own source of compassion and encouragement, empowering yourself to weather any storm with resilience. Resilience, too, is a product of emotional independence. When you become emotionally self-sufficient, you become more adaptable, more capable of bouncing back from life's inevitable setbacks. You stop giving your power away to external circumstances or to others' opinions. Instead, you realize that no matter what happens around you, your inner strength will always carry you forward. Your ability to stand firm, to face adversity with grace, and to recover with even more power is rooted in the emotional foundation you've built within yourself. The beauty of emotional independence is that it doesn't make you cold or detached from others. Quite the opposite, allows you to engage with others from a place of emotional stability and authenticity. When you're not emotionally dependent on any, relationships can become healthier and more genuine. You're no longer seeking validation or fulfillment from others. Instead, you are able to offer your love and connection freely without neediness or expectation. You become more whole, more complete, and that completeness naturally attracts the right people into your life. In this process of cultivating emotional independence, you discover something extraordinary. You are the source of your own strength, love, and happiness. You begin to realize that while relationships can be wonderful and fulfilling, they do not define who you are emotionally. You are your own anchor. You are the foundation on which your emotional life is built. And once you fully embrace that, you realize the incredible power you have to create a life that is rich in self-love, emotional strength, and resilience. We live in a world where we're often told that relationships are about numbers, how many friends you have, how many people like or follow you, how many social events you attend. There's this pressure to have a full calendar, a large network, and an outwardly impressive social circle. But what if I told you that the real power of relationships isn't in their quantity, but in their depth? True, meaningful connections aren't measured by how many people surround you. They are measured by the quality of the bond you share with the few who truly understand you. The foundation of these meaningful relationships is built on trust. Trust is the unspoken currency of connection, the belief that you can be your authentic self with someone without fear of judgment or rejection. True trust is something you find in a crowd, but in the quiet moments shared with those who see you. All of you, and accept you unconditionally. It's the kind of trust that lets you be vulnerable, knowing that the other person will hold your heart with care and respect. It's knowing that no matter what happens, you have someone who stands by you not because of convenience, but because they genuinely care about who you are and what you stand for. Trust is intertwined with authenticity. How often do we find ourselves fitting into social molds, playing roles, and presenting versions of ourselves that we think will be accepted? The real magic happens when we shed those layers and allow ourselves to show up unapologetically as we are. Authenticity is the foundation of deep relationships, because when you can be real with someone, when you can let down your guard, you invite them to do the same. It's in this space of mutual openness that true connections are born. You stop pretending, stop performing, and start sharing from a place of genuine self-expression. And when that authenticity is met with respect, understanding, and compassion, that's when a meaningful relationship truly blossoms. But perhaps the most important element of a truly valuable relationship is shared values. It's not about shared interests, shared hobbies, or being in the same social circles. It's about being aligned on the things that matter most, the principles that guide you through life, the dreams that drive you, the integrity that shapes your decisions. When you connect with someone who shares your values, you establish a bond that transcends superficial commonalities. It's a connection that can withstand the tests of time and challenge, because at its core, it is grounded in mutual respect for the things that define who you are as a person. These relationships are the ones that give you strength, that lift you up when you're down, and that remind you of who you are when you forget. They don't depend on social status, material success, or the number of likes you get on a post. They are anchored in the essence of who you are and who the other person is, raw, real, and whole. And because these connections are not based on external factors, they don't falter when life gets hard or when things change. They are timeless, enduring the shifts in circumstances, because the foundation is unshakable. When we redefine relationships in this way, we stop measuring our worth by the number of people around us. Instead, we start valuing the depth of the bonds we create. We no longer chase after approval or quantity. We seek out the relationships that are built on trust, authenticity, and shared values, because those are the ones that enrich our lives in ways that superficial connections never could. And in this process, we find not just friends, but true companions on our journey, people who walk with us, not because they need to, but because they want to. The journey to empowerment begins with a single transformative realization: you are the creator of your own life. In a world that constantly tells us what we should be, how we should look, and who we should become, the path to true power starts when you decide to stop waiting for permission, validation, or approval from others. Instead, you take ownership of your own story. You choose to embrace the time you have right now, whether you're alone, uncertain, or on the edge of something new, as an opportunity for growth. This is the moment you decide that you are worthy of greatness and that you will no longer settle for anything less than your highest potential. To embark on this journey of empowerment, you must first be willing to confront your fears, your doubts, and the limiting beliefs that have held you back. This is the work of reclaiming your personal power. It's not always easy, and it certainly isn't instant. But with each step forward, you shed old layers of insecurity, fear, and self-doubt. You begin to rewrite the narrative of your life, and you do so with intention. Every challenge you face becomes an opportunity for growth, a stepping stone toward a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. The struggle is not a setback, it's a part of your evolution. As you embark on this path, you'll start to realize something profound: you are enough. Your worth isn't contingent on external factors, other people's opinions, or fleeting moments of approval. Your worth is intrinsic, it's built into who you are, into the core of your being. Once you truly internalize this, you'll stop seeking validation from others. You'll stop comparing yourself to the people around you and start focusing inward. You will learn to trust yourself, to honor your own instincts, and to stand firm in your truth. When you know your worth, you no longer feel the need to apologize for your ambitions, your dreams, or your desire to succeed. This self-recognition is the key to unlocking your personal power. Stepping into your power is about owning your voice, your choices, and your ability to shape your own destiny. It's about recognizing that you have the strength to create the life you desire, to transform obstacles into opportunities, and to rise above the noise and distractions of the world. When you operate from a place of personal empowerment, you stop waiting for things to happen and start making them happen. You stop looking for the world to validate you because you've already validated yourself. This is when the magic begins. And here's the beauty of empowerment. When you fully step into your own power, the right people are naturally drawn to you. You stop chasing after validation, popularity, or external approval, and in doing so, you create a magnetic energy that attracts like-minded individuals who resonate with your authenticity. These people aren't attracted to the person you pretend to be, they are drawn to the person you truly are. Your true self, your unshakable confidence, and your clear sense of purpose will call the right people into your life, those who see your greatness, appreciate your value, and are ready to support you on your journey. The people who are meant to be in your life aren't the ones who need you to be something you're not. They are the ones who celebrate you for all that you are, who challenge you to become even more, and who walk alongside you as you continue to evolve. The right relationships come not from force, but from alignment. When you are aligned with your highest self, you attract the energy, opportunities, and people that are meant to help you rise even higher. So embrace this time of transformation. Don't rush the process, don't force the outcome. But trust that the journey itself is exactly what you need. Every moment of self-discovery, every challenge you face, and every small victory you achieve is leading you to the most powerful version of yourself. And when you step into that power, the world will begin to unfold in ways you never imagined. The right people will find their way to you, not because you sought them out, but because you become a beacon of strength, authenticity, and self-love. And that, my friend, is the power of a woman who knows her worth. So, here's the truth. You're not defined by the number of friends you have, the relationships you've lost, or the moments of solitude you faced. You are defined by your ability to stand strong in your own truth, to trust yourself when the world seems uncertain, and to recognize the immense power that lies within you. This journey of self-discovery, emotional independence, and authentic connection is yours to own. It is not a destination, it's a way of being, a way of living, and a way of loving yourself fully. When you step into your power, the right people will be drawn to you. The right relationships will align with your values, your energy, and your authenticity. But most importantly, you will become your own source of strength, joy, and fulfillment. You are not alone. You are the source of everything you need to thrive. And when you realize this, you will not only transform your own life, but you will also inspire others to do the same. So I encourage you, embrace this time, transform, grow, and step boldly into the woman you were always meant to be. Because when you know your worth, when you step into your power, nothing and no one can stand in your way. The world is waiting for you to shine. And when you do, the right people, the right opportunities, and the right life will find you. Thank you.